All right. This is the murder case of a 17-year-old Thompson Omokafe who actually visited a former schoolmate months after they reconnected on social media. A visit he never actually made it back alive. Okay, so not everyone who remembers your name remembers your value. One ordinary day, Thompson left home to visit that former friend. To him, it was likely just a friendly reunion. To his family, it seems harmless. Nobody imagined it would become the last time they would ever see him alive. And that is one of the hardest lessons this story teaches. Okay, a moment of carelessness can place a lifetime in danger. So after he visited him, hours passed, his family waited, hope slowly turned into fear. What Thompson didn't know was that the meeting had allegedly been planned long before he arrived. According to investigators, weapons had already been prepared inside the bungalow in Yaya area. Now, police later described the crime as premeditated, meaning the suspect allegedly knew exactly what they intended to do before inviting him over. So the suspect identified as Tony Ogunata and Elijah Emmanuel were not strangers hiding in darkness. They were people connected to familiarity and trust. And this is where another life lesson speaks loudly. Sometimes the most dangerous people are not the ones far away, but the ones you stop being careful around with. Now, police say the young boy was lured into a deadly setup. After the alleged murder, his body was tied inside a bag and dumped into a nearby bush, while the suspect reportedly fled to Ikorodu. But evil has a strange weakness, okay? No matter how careful darkness hides, truth keeps searching for light. Investigators from the anti-kidnapping unit traced the suspect. Thompson's phone, SIM card were reportedly recovered from them. That discovery became one of the key pieces of evidence linking them to the crime. So what really happened was actually this. These two people that killed him, that is his friend and the other person. And these two people, the person by name Tony is actually 21 years old, and his name is Tony Ogunata, and his accomplice Elijah Emmanuel. They killed somebody, I think a female. That's before they actually killed Thompson Omokafe. So after they killed the lady, they collected her items, and when her phone, the victim's phone, was sold, according to Elijah Emmanuel, he felt cheated on the amount that was given to him from the sales of the victim's phone. And so after complaining to Tony Ogunata, which is his accomplice in crime, I mean, there are so many crimes they've done. This is not actually their first crime. They both now came up with an idea to get more victims so that they will have more money and there won't be complaints of shortage as regards to shares that they normally carried out. So they both agreed. That was when Thompson Omokafe was now their next target, right? So that was how they got Thompson Omokafe involved in this, okay? And so going forward, that revolution shocked so many Nigerians because it exposes a painful reality. Greed can turn a human heart into something colder than stone. The story is heartbreaking, but it also carries a powerful lesson for young people, parents, and the society at large. Okay, so they were caught and interrogated, and they all confessed what they actually did. So according to explanation from the both people that committed the crime, they actually strangled Thompson Omokafe. They actually took him in an uncompleted building where he was strangled to death. after they tied him up and had him dumped somewhere, right? So after this happened, police now noticed that there was another similar case of a lady that was killed in the same spot. And unknowingly, somebody was accused and was already in prison. So they needed to revisit the person's profile and crime again. And after investigations and all, they now discovered that the man was actually innocent. These two boys were the ones that actually carried out the crime. And the man in prison was already awaiting trial. But God so kind, they revisited the case because this same incident happened in a similar area. And again, it's occurred to the police to actually research carefully and dig up something meaningful that correlates to what actually happened. But it was much in a similar way. The victim that was killed in the past was also dumped. So that was the whole idea. So again, guys, do not trust social media familiarity too quickly. Just because someone knew you years ago doesn't mean they still have good intentions today. Old memories should never replace present culture. Before visiting anyone, inform your family. Share your location. Avoid isolated places. Meet in public environment first. And again, be careful because birds of the same feather flock together. So if I'm visiting a friend that smokes, I'm visiting a friend that behaves somehow, it doesn't make sense, especially visiting that very friend in an isolated place is very dangerous. Okay, so you may think, or you may be arguing, oh, I'm physically strong, I will defend myself, but these people take you unaware. You're free-minded, okay, so you are relaxed. So you don't even know when they will strike exactly. Maybe it might be when you are sleeping. You don't really know. They may even drug you. They'll just bring out a drink for you, put a drink, and then you'll be drugged, and they can go ahead and do whatever they want. So I think the best thing here is to know the friends you follow, and don't conclude you know them all. Always stay cautious and let your people know your whereabouts wherever you're going. And then avoid secret meetings. Many tragedies today begins with sentences, I am just going to see somebody quickly. You see, that simple sentence, it doesn't end there. It might be dangerous. It might be the last day of you being alive. So you take note of that. Always let trusted people know where you're going, who you are meeting, and when you plan to return. Privacy is good, but secrecy can become dangerous.
Were arranged.
When we finished him and doing the video, then the friend called me inside the room and told me, he said, Tony, this guy, as I mentioned earlier, is a friend from old time, and he knows me, he knows my auntie, he knows a lot about me, and he said if we let this guy go, he will definitely come back for me, and he said we should kill him, which I said, oh okay. When I strangled him, and I held him until about a minute when I got tired, and the boy was still alive, half alive I'll say. So I told him I'm tired and I couldn't continue going on. He also held the guy and also choked him the same way I did until we saw that the boy was quiet.
To cover up
this family, what I'm asking for is just justice for my brother. That's what I just want. And I'm pleading with Nigeria that I need justice for my brother.
From the family, the commissioner of police.
Similar to the male victim, only that ours was a bit different because she's a hookup girl, and then that time I needed some money to get a new PC for myself, and also my friend, he had the Easy Buy phone, which he said the phone was beginning to. The payment of the phone was beginning to choke him. So we thought the easiest person to bring to the house, we thought that girl was the easiest person.